Nasubukan mo na bang ma-electrify nung magtagpo ang mata mo at ng crush mo? Oy, kinikilig siya. Well. Alam mo ba na kaya nating gamitan yan ng physics sa pamamagitan ng Coulomb's law? To calculate the electric force of attraction, alamin natin gaano ka nga ba ka-attractive sa kanya. Okay. Kung gusto mong malaman, panoorin mo ang videong ito. Tara, samahan mo ako aralin ang konsepto. Good day everyone! Welcome back again to Sir Fox Learning Channel. For today's video, pag-aaralan po natin ang Coulomb's Law. At ang ating learning target for this video is to calculate the electric field due to a system of a point charge using Coulomb's law and the superposition principle. Okay? Coulomb's law is an experimental law of physics that quantifies the amount of force between two stationary electrically charged particles. And the electrical force between charged bodies at rest is conventionally called electrostatic force or Coulomb force. And this law was known after a French physicist, Charles-Augustin de Coulomb, when he published this law on 1785. This law states that the magnitude of the electrostatic force F between two-point charges Q sub 1 and Q sub 2 is directly proportional to the product of the magnitudes of charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Like charges repel each other and opposite charge attract. Mathematically expressed as F, which is the electric force, is equal to K, the Coulomb constant, times the product of Q sub 1 and Q sub 2, which are the charges, all over R squared, which is the distance of separation. Our K, or the Coulomb constant, is equal to 8.988 times 10 to the power of 9 Newton meter squared over C squared. Now, what is the electric force of attraction between Seth and FranSeth if we will assume that the two are the two charges to attract to each other? If Seth represents as the charge 1, which is 1.2 times 10 to the power of negative 6 Coulomb, and FranSeth will represent as the charge 2, which is equal to 0.60 times 10 to the power of negative 6 Coulomb, and the distance between them, or the R, is equal to 0.50 meters. What is the electric force of attraction between them? Let's see how Coulomb's law solves this. So for our solution, by applying Coulomb's law equation, which is electric force is equals to Coulomb's law constant times Q sub 1 times Q sub 2 over R squared. By substitution, that is our K, yung constant natin, which is equal to 8.99 times 10 raised to the power of 9 Newton that meter squared over C squared. Okay, by substitution, so bring down the value of K, which is constant. Again, saan natin kukunin yung K? Ito po, constant po yan, di po nagbabago. 8.99 times 10 raised to the power of 9. Though in some other books or references, renowned of nila ito into 9 times 10 to the power of 9. Newton, that meter squared per c squared, times our q sub 1, 1.2 times 10 negative 6 c times your q sub 2, 0.60. Tingnan natin masulat. All over, so ito yung q sub 2 natin, all over r squared, which is 0.50 meter raised to the power of 2. So that is equal to so this is, bring down, 8.99 times 10 raised to the power of 9 Newton, that meter squared over c squared, times the product of 1.2 raised to the power of negative 6 times 0.6 raised to the power of negative 6 is equals to 9.6 times 10 negative 13 c squared. Okay, all over 0.50 squared is 0.25 meter squared, equals, bring down, 8.99 times 10 raised to the power of 9. The unit measure, don't forget to indicate the unit measure. Newton, that meter squared per c squared. So this is Newton. Yeah. Times 9.6 times 10 raised to the power of negative 13 over 0.25 is equal to 3.84 times 10 negative 12 c squared over m squared. C squared over m squared. Okay, so that is equal to, we can cancel out now c, m squared. So we will multiply now 8.99 times 10 to the power of 9 Newton times 3.84 times 10 to the power of negative 12, and your result is equal to, this is your f of E between Seth and Francine, is equal to 3.45 times 10 negative 2 newtons. So this is the force of attraction between Seth and Francine. Masyadong mababa. So ibig sabihin, chismis lang pala yung pinag-uusapan. Okay? Hopefully, nakatulong po sa inyo itong short video lesson na ito. At after this, kayo naman po yung magsusolve ng problem. Enjoy and happy learning!